The pulse of the masses, and of course we've seen some of the works done by engineer Ambassador Prince Nwankwo, a lecturer, Department of Computer Engineering. We'll get back to him to let us know how he managed to put up those beautiful work. But before then, we've been joined by Engineer Val Ibebugu, Power Electronics Research and Development Expert. Good to have you, Val.
Thank you, Avias.
You're welcome. Okay, now, Val, let us know the challenges people have in the area of creativity and innovation in Anambra State.
Okay, thank you very much for that important question. Just like everybody or most people that are into technology will know that research and development consumes a lot of money. And it's not something that an individual can do on his own without having a backup from an institution. But you see us trying it on our own. I'm into installation, I'm into repairs. Now you get work. If it takes some chunk of money put into research work, take care of some families' affairs issues. So if government can key into the system, I think we'll have a lot of creativity, as in a lot of ingenuity around that can produce so many things in the state. So the challenges we are facing, the first is for government to key into our idea. Then with some incentive, we'll go a long way in producing things that our counterparts, as in the other countries, are doing. We'll have a technical know-how.
Or even better than them.
Yes, now, because most of those things you are seeing, you see them doing, like China. China doesn't create, they copy, they clone. Those things you see them doing, they only modify it, then put some or few things they have upstairs. Then it seems as if China is the highest. No, German and some other countries are producing. China is cloning most of those products. We can as well start with that. If our government can assist us, give us incentive, and challenge us to do more, I think with that we can go a long way.
All right, now, Prince, we saw some of your works being exhibited on the telly now. You talk about the fan you spoke to, and the fan started working, and that truck that was moving back and forth. Tell us, I don't know if you didn't face any challenge in the course of producing that. What actually is the motivational factor in what you have done so far?
Okay, I will talk more on the motivation factor. I don't like generally discussing challenge. Okay. That's me. Sometimes there are things I will be saying, people will be asking me, okay, in Nigeria, are you not here with us? But I know I have programmed my subconscious mind to believe that anything I vividly imagine, ardently desire, and sincerely believe I can achieve. So I talk more about solution. There are many distractions. There are many discouragements. And when you consider those discouragements and distractions, they will take your mind or your eyes out of your goal. So I'm focused on achieving what I want to achieve. So I started, most of my innovations are geared towards helping the less privileged, the physically challenged persons per se. Almost all my innovations are geared towards making life comfortable to physically challenged persons. For example, the automatic fan speed regulator using voice command or app running on a mobile phone, we just saw. If you watch some of the fans we have, all the ceiling fans in our homes, they are mounted about 5 feet from the floor. Most times, the physically challenged person, they find it difficult to access the control switch. Okay. Then, relying 100% in people taking care of them to do almost everything for them. Like we have automatic fan speed regulator, we have GSM control system, whereby you can use voice or GSM to control all your home appliances. There's even one I did recently, using your mobile phone to start generator. So imagine a physically challenged person. He or she cannot start the generator. He or she wants to watch or listen to a program because there is no power supply, for example. What he or she needs to do is just 10 meters away, dial the corresponding code from his wheelchair, and the generator will start. From his wheelchair, he'll dial the corresponding code, the television will come on, and other things. You can see, you have made life comfortable for that disabled person. And by so doing, you can see these few things I've mentioned now. If somebody can start his gen on his television and other basic things, you can see it's relying maybe 10% in people taking care of him or her to do some basic things. So all these innovations are geared towards helping the physically challenged persons. Most times nobody speaks for them. Most times nobody considers them in some of the appliances we design. Because those people that designed the generator, they didn't consider them. They have considered them. They're supposed to add a switch where you just come, press a switch. You don't even need to connected in the house. That from the comfort of his wheelchair, he can press the switch on the generator. Because the generator may be downstairs and he or she is living in maybe 1-story or 2-story building. So these are some of my motivations. You can see the GSM control truck. That GSM control truck won the most innovative project in 2012 National Science and Technology Exhibition, held in Abuja for all the tertiary institutions in Nigeria in 2012. So it's also geared towards thinking. I know that if we are motivated, as my brother said, by now we're supposed to be talking about how to build electric cars.
All right, let's see who is here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location, please.
Yes, my name is Sarah.
Sarah.
My name is Sarah from Oka.
From Oka. All right, go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, I love the innovation. Yes, if this innovation is not, I think it will make life. There is a particular woman like that I know who loves making trouble television. She increased the volume. So a guy like that who knows the kind of innovation now uses his phone to lowering the volume from his house. So the woman will be confused and say, how come? Who is doing it? So I think if this innovation is good, it will help us a lot of process. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Did you get what she said?
No.
You know, Sarah said that there was a woman that uses his television to disturb neighbors. Okay. That one guy was using his phone to control the... So the woman was actually confused at what actually was going on in her house. That when this innovation, when they are so much, it's going to help life generally. All right, now, Val, what do you think we can do to encourage our youths, to encourage creativity amongst our youths?
Okay, just like what I used to tell people, the yes, you must be gifted in the system. One, you must have interest for the work. Then the final one, government or individual, let me not just carry all the load and give the government. Yes, you must challenge the youth. Let them see the reason why they should go for what they want to go for. Because this issue of quick money, everybody wants a quick money, it just get today, die tomorrow. It doesn't help. Let the awareness be there that, oh boy, you cannot keep on having this money. Old age is coming. You got to plan ahead of time. And now, if we trace back histories, most of these countries that have put their youth or their society out of poverty, they started with technology. Our youth have to be encouraged that we should go into a technology that is going to help us in the long run. You understand? Now, there are so many things that we can start on our own, individually, by the help of government. Because if at the end of the day, the government or the way to do in our society is not seeing it as something that is worth doing, I think at the end of the day, everything will still die down. So we need a backup from government, most especially government, because they are the one that is holding the key. Yes, I will give you an example. Take for instance, we have a solar street light. these are the challenges we are having, because they say necessity is the mother of invention. We have to see reason why we should go into what we want to go into. Now, the solar street light we are having in Anambra State, we don't used to have it. Is this present governor that introduced the solar street light? Before now, we used to use gen to run the street light. Now, if government can come up and say, okay, we want to open up an avenue where anybody that knows how to do this solar street light will give it to you, as long as the finishing, the standard, everything is okay. I think it will encourage youth to go into research work, knowing fully well that at the end of the day, this contract will be given to an indigenous person. These are the ways to encourage youth, not only the money, that physical money that we want at the moment, but then something that is going to last longer. You understand? So by so doing, youth will start, everybody will start trying to find a way that his name will be heard, because we can do most of these things you see in our society today.
All right. Now, when Prince was talking earlier, he said something about innovation. Okay. And after the innovation, you know, taking it further becomes another problem. You know, in this regard, what do you think could be done to ensure that when an individual makes an innovation, it's taken to a higher level of maybe where it be useful to the society? Okay,
now from my own little understanding and how to get to a long distance about this is this. I'll always use myself as an example. There are so many things that I have produced also. The challenges we are having is this. The foreign ones, they are always expensive. And these Chinese products, they are used and throw away. You understand? Now, if I can produce my solar street light and I brought it to you as Oga, this thing is 2 naira, the foreign one is 3 naira, and my own is far better than this Chinese product. I don't need to depend on government this time around. I'm doing it on my own. If this product, this client use it and confirmed, by so doing, we are moving gradually. Now, there are some other things that we can start on our own without even depend, because we've gone a long way. But for us to go massively, government have to come in so that the awareness will be much. The product, because this little money we are putting into the system is not enough to do mass production. I'm always using myself as an example. I produce solar charge controller, I produce solar street light, I produce stabilizer. Most of these things I produce, they are not even in the market, because take for instance, the stabilizer we have in our market today is meant for third world country. We have 4 types of stabilizers. Now the one that are bringing for us is the lowest one, the relay type. What of the modern ones that are still untapped? They are not giving it to us, but with what we have here, we can start those things and we'll go a long way. Some other African countries will depend on us to be giving them the latest technology, because we have a backup from government or a way to do people in our society. I think by so doing, we can go a long way in terms of producing.
All right, Prince, now, do you see the possibility of changing the narrative when it comes to encouraging the youths in creativity and innovation? Do you see a change coming soon?
Yes, there is already a change. The solution is already happening, as I told you. This one youth, 2 skills by our governor, our distinguished, I call him distinguished and proactive governor. It's really working, it's really going to help. As I told you, they have sent us 70-something candidates. Understand? I've interacted with almost 20 of them, one-on-one. I asked them, do you pick something out of this program? Most especially those people that did the solar and CCTV camera installation. They told me that they can do any project in CCTV, solar energy. You know, the importance of this kind of program is that it will expose them. Such program may not give them 100% of what they need to be like us or my friend that is now producing. It will give you maybe 30% that will expose you and will have interest. It will reshape your mind, because the problem we have here is just our minds are not reshaped and renewed. Let me give you an example. there's a motivational program that you will attend. After attending that program, you will tell yourself that you can never be poor in life. It happened to me. I went for a program, I think almost 18 years ago. And that is why you're asking me challenges. The man came from US and he told us not to think about the problem, for us to focus on the solution. Because if you can solve the problem, you will not see the problem anymore. So that day I came back and I told myself, it is either I succeed or I die trying. And that has been my drive. It is either I succeed or I die trying. So any obstacle, government is supporting me, my mother is supporting me, my father is supporting me, it's not my problem. I went to the university from first year to final year. To this moment now, and I'm talking about PhD. What my parents gave to me was 11,000 naira. And from me, say here, I schooled at Federal Polyoko. They will be calling me to come home 6 months, 7 months, they will not see me. Why? I have made up my mind to die in this process. So that is the kind of thing I encourage our youth to, if you make up your mind to succeed, you will succeed. So I thank the governor for the program, the 1U2 skills. And also we are talking about other programs. There's a program, there's a center that I've designed now called the Center of Excellence in Science and Technology that will help the states. I propose that, I have the proposal for all the 36 states in this plus the FCT. The governor we can discuss such program and see how we can implement the Center of Excellence that will help harness all the talents we have. Because one of the major problems we have is that we don't have an incubation center. We have an incubation center, a hub.
You know, another important thing is sustainability. Do we have sustainability of all these programs?
Yes, we have sustainability if and only if you put the right person there. Okay. Because that is the problem we are having. If you put the right person there, somebody that has the drive, I have the drive, by the grace of God. I have the drive, I've been putting my energy. There's some program I have for secondary school, project I create. I started the project 2013 and up to 13, 14, 15. I think I stopped the program 2018 because of the financial implications. Going to secondary schools to empower them, to expose them to this science and technology we are talking about, because they just hear it with their ears. They hear about resistor, capacitor, transformer, transistors, diode, but they have not seen it with their eyes, and that is the problem we are having. Even some of the universities, second year, some of them are not even exposed to such things. So how can you talk about invention when you don't even know the components that are used or components that are involved? So that kind of program is what we need as a state, as a country. In quote, you put the right persons there. Not me, people that have, not me per se, it must not be me, people that have the interest. Because if you see a man with drive, that man can go any extent to achieve any result that he wants to achieve.
All right, Val, finally, what's your advice to our younger ones in terms of keying into all that we have said here?
Okay, thank you once more for that question. Everything still boils down to one particular stuff that I always tell people. You always try to put a round peg in a round hole. Oh. Yes. When something starts from the head, I think the ones following, they will key in. Because this issue of you keying in is not an easy stuff. Yes. If they don't see the need for it, we can talk from now till next year, we will not achieve anything. So I think the first step is this. Let the youth be challenged. How are they going to be challenged? I always use our state as a litmus test. Now we have a governor, active governor, a professor for that matter. Yes, there are so many things he can do to make our youth to key more on the system. Take for instance, when he started initially, he was a kind of sending guys for training to go and learn one or two things. It's a nice one. But now you ask yourself this question. If everybody should go and learn how to do CCTV, go and learn how to do solar, who are they going to work for? At the end of the day, nobody, because for you to give me a work, you must have a reference. You must have somebody you work for that will say, okay, give this guy work. So at the end of the day, you see those guys, they are not doing anything. They will be discouraged. They will be saying this training of a thing is not working. I mean, at the end of the day, it still boils down to zero. So what I'm only saying, governor or the government in question should do this particular thing. Nobody have the monopoly of knowledge. What government should be doing at this time around is for us to find a way to start production in this country. And you know, in Anambra State, let me not just take it too far. In Anambra State, get boys, train them on how to write program. I heard governor is bringing in Microsoft for one or two things. Now, such thing is going to help to go a long way. Let him gather people like us to start how to train youth on how to start producing so many things, because if you tell a guy that I will teach you how to produce a microphone, I will teach you how to produce a television, I will teach you how to do so, they will have much interest instead of going to repair, instead of installation. No. But now government will key in. It train a lot of guys. By so doing, you see guys coming out to learn how to do. If they finish learning this kind of thing, they can go to other states. They can even go to abroad and start making a great impact. So by so doing, it's going to help us. It's going to make use to have much interest in this system.
Creativity. All right. Creativity. Would like to thank you so much. That's the much you can take. Our time is fast spent. Engineer Ambassador Prince Nwankwo, lecturer, Department of Computer Engineering, Federal Polytechnic, Oko, and one of the U.S. representatives in Africa on Youth Development, Yale Ambassador. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well, so appreciate you, Engineer Val Ibebugu, Power Electronics Research and Development Experts. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me here.
All right, and that's it on Good Morning Anambra for today. I would like to appreciate you so much for being a part of it. Let all hands be on deck. Our nation shall surely be great again. My name is Nonye Mokoye. Till next time.